football fans from around the world. You are tuned into the CUDAcast, the official podcast of the Dubai Barracudas. I'm your host, Coach Jerry, and with me as always, the lovely Miss Gracie.
Hello, Barracuda family.
All right, hey everybody, welcome. Episode 9 of the CUDAcast. We have a banger of a show today.
Varsity's in town.
Varsity's. Varsity. We got some varsity players with us today, so it'll be kind of interesting. Last week we had the JV, and
you guys got an upgrade.
Yeah, we got an upgrade. Look, and so it begins. So as usual, I'm your host, Coach Jerry, and with me as always, the lovely Miss Gracie.
Hi, everyone.
And then we'll go around the table and introduce yourself, where you're from, or what position you play. Go.
All right. My name's Ferris. Number 6, because I don't have a name on the back of my jersey. Thanks, EAFL. I play wide receiver, and I'm Canadian.
Right on. Next.
I'm Max Landeros, number 22. I'm from Texas, and I play quarterback.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And we have Ryan back there who has to leave, so he's not on the mic.
He's observing.
Just wave, Ryan. Just wave. Just wave. And then next.
My name is Chris Salazar. Play number 18, wide receiver. Cuban and Colombian, but raised in the U.S.
Right on.
My name's Mason, number 15, born in Texas, and I'm the center and defensive end.
That's what's up. So, in case for those that don't know, they're brothers. Mason and Max are brothers.
Wait, what?
All right. News to me, right? News to me. So how y'all doing, fellas?
We good?
Doing all right?
Yeah, just came back from practice, so we're going to be a little tired.
Yeah, a little tired, a little stinky,
A little sore.
a little sore.
Good in here.
Have you guys get some do a calisthenics today? I saw you guys doing some
Yeah, we did sprints.
some sprints. Yep. Getting in shape. You know, we're what week is this? The football.
Going into week
8.
9?
I thought it was 8.
8?
I think so.
No, we just played 8.
Yeah.
Going into
Going into week 9.
Okay.
Going into week 9, right? And conditioning, right? Conditioning's still a huge factor.
Yeah.
You know, I make our guys run as well. So let's talk some Barracuda football.
Let's start with varsity since they're here.
Since they're here. You guys played against the Stallions this past week. What was y'all's game plan going in?
Our game plan was basically gamble on defense, try to get the turnovers, and offensively just grind it downfield and hope to get close.
How did that work out?
Defense, we did really good. We got like 4 fumbles,
Nice.
a pick, and offense, not so. We still need to get our connection with our team.
Right. Who had to pick?
Ferris.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's got to be the hair.
It was a miracle.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I called something.
I got a fumble. Come on.
That's what's up. So, what was the final score on that game?
I don't even remember.
I heard it was really close at the half,
It
8-0.
At the half, it was 8-0.
It was,
Huge improvement, I think.
The game-ending
Yep.
score was 24-0.
Okay.
But it was tight at the half.
Half
So,
was 8-0.
8-0.
so it seems to me like the potential's there, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
obviously
Yeah,
it's
we just
there.
played the undefeated team, and we
Right.
got them to 8-0 in the
yeah,
half.
that's
Right.
pretty good. It's
Right,
pretty
that-
impressive.
Right. That's pretty good.
If I can mention, at the end of the first half, we were no joke about
Yeah.
2 inches from the goal line,
Oh.
and then they called it.
And we spiked the ball and everything.
Oh,
we were
they-
close. We were close.
Oh, I ran out of time.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
we ran out of time.
We were right there, but they called it.
So the tying score was there
Yeah.
into the half.
It would have been there.
It would have changed the momentum of the whole game.
Right, of course.
They would have been scared.
Right.
Of course.
Even the coaches were scared.
Yeah.
The coach
They got
started
a
yelling at the ref.
Yeah, they got a sideline penalty, personal
Violation,
foul.
right?
Yeah.
Oof. It's always ugly when that happens, and our coach has been
Yeah.
has caught one of those as well.
Falcons.
But you get emotional out there, right?
Yeah.
From a player point of view, from a coaching point of view, it gets real emotional. And what I told my bantams, I'm like, hey, look, I know you guys are emotional, but I don't want you guys talking to the refs. Because if one of you guys gets kicked out, that affects the team.
Yeah.
If I get kicked out, right? I'm not the one out there running around.
Yeah.
And I have faith in the assistant coach. He'll be all right. You know,
Yeah.
same goes for all the other coaches. And when the assistant coach gets kicked out, that's fine. We'll be all right. You know, but if we get a QB kicked out, and you know, it's just unsportsmanlike, right?
Yeah.
And you know, we're trying to set the example, and you know, trying to raise some fine young boys.
Can they kick people out? Like, are they allowed to like bench people? The refs?
They get to, I think they get to disqualify you.
Yeah,
I think it's called a
last
disqualification.
year, Wildcat got ejected from the game. for
Right.
Oh
starting
yeah,
stuff with
men's.
Tom.
Men's.
No, varsity.
Which one?
He was starting stuff
Oh
with
yeah,
Thomas
that was
Lagarde.
Tyler, but that was at the end of the game. That was for Scorpions.
Yeah, but he still got ejected for the last.
Oh
Right.
yeah, next game. You're right.
Right,
I remember
right.
that.
And coaches, you know, can get ejected. They can get
Okay.
penalized as well. You know, 1 game suspension or 2 game suspension, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, man. So, you know, when the opposing coach is starting to yell and scream at their team, that's when you know you're making an impact, right?
Yeah.
We're doing something right.
Mentally, right?
Mentally, you're getting into their head. You're getting into their head mentally. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. Me personally, I scream and yell a lot, anyways. So they
At home too.
so they don't know that they don't know when they've gotten into my head because I'm yelling and screaming anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can tell, you know, just by the demeanor, and oftentimes, you know, that translates to on-field play. Right now, you have coaches that are scrambling.
Yeah.
You know, coaches that are, you know, I've seen coaches argue amongst each other. You know, and then that just kind of goes onto the field, and then
Yeah.
you see the guys arguing amongst each other, and you know, placing blame on each other. And that's the team you want to be playing against,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
that's like, man, I got them. You know, I got them arguing. You know, we're under their skin. Their coaches don't have an answer to our game plan. Yeah, so I mean, it sounded like you guys were well on y'all's way. You know, the first half stopped a little bit short,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So in the second half, was it just adjustments that they made, or do you think it was you know, conditioning, or
I think it was the lack of personnel. We didn't have like we're not necessarily like the skinny team like the Stallions are. We can't like run 2 miles and then go back in for another. We have
Right.
to we're a more muscular and like strength team.
oh, right.
I see
can,
that.
We can push we have a good D line and O line. We just need some more men.
Right on. Hey, look who showed up. What's up, coach?
Brought some takeout.
How you doing? Sorry, I'm late.
That's all right. That's all right.
We said you were out having some tea.
Yep. Like, I forgot the crumpets. So, all right. Speaking, just give me a quick hello there.
Hello.
Excellent. Perfect. So we were just talking about the varsity game this past weekend. You know, going over how
Yeah.
you know, it came down to the wire in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, just ran out of time.
Yeah, that's
couldn't
it.
punch it in at the half. So let me get your take on it. Well, I already kind of went around the table and talked to them on how, you know, what their view of it was. What did you see out there?
Yeah. So we knew it was going to be a difficult game. We knew the Stallions. They've got a reputation in this division as being the strongest team, and they've got a few guys that kind of stand out. But we knew that if we played disciplined football, the main thing we spoke about was not turning over the ball. If we got a positive turnover differential, then we were going to test them, and that was the main thing. We wanted to see their character, see how they performed when we kind of put them under pressure.
Right.
So the guys, they went out and they did everything we asked them to. They played physical, they played aggressive, and I think at the end of the first half, we were about +4 in terms of turnover differential.
Wow.
So at that point, yeah, and honestly, we went in 8-0 down, but I think we could have easily gone in 14-0 up.
Right.
They just broke one play on us, and we had a couple of really good drives where we just missed out at the last second. But no, I think it's a big step in the right direction, and now we just need to focus on taking those steps. And then when we get to playoff time, it's anybody's game. It's
That's
going
it.
to be a one-game
That's it.
season.
Everybody's
That's it. Hey, real quick, everyone okay on the headphones? You good? You can't hear? How about now? Can you hear me now? No. You're too loud?
That's me.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. How about now? Can you hear me now?
I got it. Perfect.
Perfect. All right,
Everything's
that's
a bit
done.
fuzzy for me.
You're always having problems.
I know.
You're.
The problem.
This is you, right? This is you right here.
Problem
Yeah.
Is that too loud? Too soft?
Too loud.
Too loud.
But
There you
it's
go, right
fuzzy.
there.
We're gonna have to deal with the fuzz. I'm not sure what it is. It might be one of my cables. We got a whole bunch of cables running around here. So, so anyway, so going. Everyone good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good. All right. So going back to the game, down 8-0 into the half. You guys left the tying score was left on the field with seconds left. I guess ran out of time, right? So it happened. And then, so what happened in the second half? Was it just, was it conditioning? Was it a change in game plan on their part, or?
Yeah, no, I think definitely conditioning came into it. We knew that the guys had spent a lot of energy in the first half, obviously putting up a big fight, and they've got a couple of guys who are big playmakers. So they when they do make a play, they tend to make a big splash play.
Right, you got like your Mauricios,
exactly,
your Jack Bucks.
Yeah, exactly. So they were. That was our main thing to look out for. We were trying to limit those splash plays. That's the only reason why they went in one score up before the half. They had one big play. Otherwise, they didn't have a single play the whole half. So we knew that the conditioning was coming out, the physical nature of the game. That's just going to be a question of another reason why we talk to them. Make sure they come to practice. Make sure their conditioning gets up, and then we'll be able to hold on to that for 4 quarters. But I've said to the guys, I've seen all season. I've seen spells where we've gone 6 plays, 5 plays. We've had a 5-minute period here and there. Where I've seen a team that can win a championship. This game, I saw at least one whole half. So I saw 2 quarters where we performed well enough to win a championship. Now we need to take that for 3 quarters and then 4 quarters. And then well,
that's what I told him a few moments ago, is that, the fact that you guys went in 8-0, potentially, and again, if you had 10 more seconds, it would have been 8-8 or 6-8.
Definitely.
So the potential's there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys showed in the first half that you guys can hang with any team in this league.
Yeah.
Right? And like you said, it's just a matter of stringing those quarters together.
That's it.
And even, I've talked with my Bantam team at length on learning how to win, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches don't talk about that. But oftentimes, it takes that adversity to, you don't know how you're going to react. You don't know how your teammates are going to react when you're down, right?
Definitely.
Are you going to roll over, or are you going to fight back? And if you have the what's the word I'm looking for? Propensity to roll over, then you have to learn to get rid of that.
Yeah.
You have to learn to fight back. And a lot of that, I feel, comes from, being confident. And again, confidence comes from knowing what to do.
Yeah.
And that comes from going to practice, right? So, I harp on that quite a bit with our guys. But it seems like the varsity division, the varsity Barracudas, you guys are well on y'all's way to, because just that improvement, that week-to-week improvement, adding a couple key players, and just grinding it out. I think you guys are well on your way. So let me ask you, Salazar, what are some improvements you think need to be made at the varsity level? Either individual improvements on your part or team improvements.
All right, well, at the beginning, I think everyone can agree that I was very nervous because that was my first year. I never played except for in middle school, pretty much with 3 people.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I felt the more games I came by, I felt more confident. I started actually catching more. If you saw the very first game on the very first kickoff, I kind of messed up. Everyone here knows that very much. Even the coaches do. But even after the first game, they're like, nah, don't let him touch the ball from a kickoff.
Right.
But I think
you fumbled it? Was that what it was?
Yeah, it bounced around.
Twice.
Oh, okay.
And I got scared. So I was looking at the people that were heading towards me. So I looked down at the ball and I reached for it and I start kicking it around. So it's this is bad.
One of the right. And then it's just panic mode at that point.
Pretty much.
It's like I tell you, when I go over special teams, right? I tell my guys, hey, the night before, make your mind up right now if you're gonna fall on it, or you're gonna pick it up and run. Yeah. That way when the time comes, that there's no second guessing yourself and no being nervous. But carry on, as you were saying.
As the seasons went through, a couple accidental kickoffs came to me, and I actually made the catch. Catch, but it's still after the very first one.
Right.
Coaches are just like, "Oh, please don't let that happen."
It's hard to shake, right? And then you become that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it happened once. I've caught it 10 times since, but you're that guy. So I completely understand.
He's tried to get out of it. He can't.
Just how Ferris will always be Juggles.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think I'm ever living down that nickname.
How'd you get that nickname?
He always juggles
Please
the ball.
You want to explain that, Max? You're the one that gave it to me.
The ball will come towards him. He'll pat it up, Pat it up.
Hot potato.
Catch it.
Okay.
Right.
That was like
right.
whenever he first joined, so we just called him Juggles, and it stuck.
That's cute.
Right on. Yeah.
Started catching on in school as well. I'm officially just known as Juggles.
Words
Welcome.
gone out. Words gotten out. So, how about you, Mason? What are your thoughts on the team at this point?
Well, I would say we definitely need offensive help. That is, we just can't get the right plays down, and we don't know our strengths yet.
Right.
So it's hard to figure out what plays we should be running. And we still don't really even know who our quarterback is.
Right.
Like, we have Max there right now. We had FA there last week.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't know. I think they should give me the ball, though.
Yeah.
And I,
Cut to the chase here, right?
You get the ball every.
You get the ball every play. You're the center. Right.
yeah, I get to touch the ball.
Don't be stingy. No, right on. So
I've seen you run. You could run. With,
fullback. Put him at fullback.
They told
You and
me,
Dex
Yeah.
power run.
They told me last year that I would play fullback, and they never let me touch the ball. And then they told me this year I'd play fullback, and then I was like, no. And then they're like, okay, we'll have you play tight end. And I practiced tight end for like 3 solid weeks,
Right.
and then I never touched the ball in a game.
He had like 2 plays.
Talk to one of the
Hey.
coaches.
Talk to one of the
And 2 weeks ago, they were like, okay, we're going to give you a
Yeah.
play at tight end.
right.
And then our quarterback panicked and messed up the play.
He told everyone to do something different.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we've had a couple of those. You know, at the what game was it? The game we lost right against
The Vipers.
the Vipers at the bantam level. I'm like, okay, Isaiah's gonna go in at long snapper, and
It was for a.
it was a punt.
Punt.
Yeah, and we've never practiced a punt. So I said, hey, Isaiah, go in at long snapper. Wes, you're gonna catch it. You're gonna punt. They go in. It's like Akmal hiking the ball over. It goes over Mustafa's head. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, who called that play? Yeah, they just we went to the huddle. We just called it. So I was like, oh, and we lost. So now you know. So now you know.
What was the score for that game?
6-0.
Oh wow,
Yeah, 6-0.
those are the fun games though.
Nah,
No, not on this end.
Nah.
It's fun if you win 6-0.
I'm saying yeah.
You know,
that's the part.
I'd rather, I've always said I'd rather lose by 1,000,000
Yeah.
than lose by 1,
Yeah.
or 1 score. So anyway, so you guys fell a little bit short, but it sounds like you guys, there was a lot of improvement there.
Yeah, we're making a comeback.
Yeah, and a lot to be optimistic about. I see a couple of new players out there as well.
Yeah,
So hopefully they can come in and contribute right off the bat.
hopefully.
In this
And,
division, does everyone make the playoffs as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There's only
Yeah.
4 teams or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. There's only 4 teams. All right. So moving to the JV. The JV, they also played the Stallions. And what was the score there?
32-0
32-0. Woo. I
In
saw
our
part of it. Huh?
in our favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only able to watch part of it. It's kind of weird the way they're doing the scheduling this year. In the
There's a
past,
lot
it
of
always
overlap.
it'd always be Pee Wee's,
Like
JV,
and then varsity.
and then varsity. But now we have Bantam division. Now we have coaches that are also playing like yourself who play in the men's. So they have to kind of juggle. So yeah, it's just kind of
Juggle.
weird. Juggles. Get it? So it's just kind of weird. So you must be the guy that does the schedule too. Then, so it's just kind of weird how you have you have a Bantam game at 5, and then you have a men's game at 3, and it's done that way just because of scheduling issues.
It's a good change, but we can't watch every single game.
Right. Yeah. So
That's the conflict.
right. So Gracie does all the social media, and it's like, well, what game does she pick?
Right.
It better be mine. Hey, girl, that's
It's
all.
always a
I'm saying.
men's game for sure.
Yeah.
Kidding.
So so the JV they went out there and they looked pretty good. They look pretty good. Actually, they look pretty good on both ends of the ball.
Right.
I wasn't there for the whole game. Can you fill us in a little bit on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we went in with a good game plan. The main thing for the moment for the JV team is we're battling injuries. We got about
Right.
5 or 6 guys.
I counted 6 guys
down,
that were
I think.
injured.
So,
Wow. So you guys played 10 on 10.
It was 10 on 10,
Right.
yeah. And so a few adjustments made, but certain people stepping up into positions they're not used to playing and things. And that's what we're really looking for. That's what we need guys to do. It's that next man up mentality. It's not because we lost our starting quarterback.
Right.
Normally any team
That's right.
difficult to overcome, but we've had Vlad just jump in there and it's just been
He's a beast.
seamless.
He's a robot. I swear. I say it every podcast.
Russian
Vlad is he's a freaking robot.
He is. So we've had no drop off there, and then obviously the other guys are stepping up as well. The O line's giving him time.
Right.
Receivers catching the ball, running backs moving the rock as well. So it's just about that next man up mentality and just believing in everyone, not thinking, okay, let's just write this off and we'll come back in the playoffs and we'll go from there. I think offensively, obviously, we can pretty much we know what we're going to get, but we can also run some things that people aren't expecting. So that's been an addition to our game. I know a few people that are playing different positions that they're not used to, and then they kind of flash in. So that's.
Well, when you're up by a few touchdowns, you get a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
You get to experiment a little bit. And we do that from time to time as well. It's like, let me put so and so here. You have guys that practice well.
Yeah.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily always translate to playing well. When they have that pressure, and you got some guys that don't practice well, and then under pressure they just step it up and they just thrive on it. Right.
That's Ferris in a nutshell.
Under pressure, or you prefer playing, or you practice well? Which one is it?
I prefer playing.
Right.
I think I'm better under pressure, but I mean, Chris is the one that practices well.
Right. See, he's calling you out, man.
So that
I didn't mean it that way, but
He was catching every kickoff.
I tell you, man, one time, and you've caught like the next three, but that one.
I'm still the fastest on the team, so
That's it.
I got one thing
Not
ahead
for
of you.
So you get up with a couple touchdowns, you get to experiment, put some guys in there, and we do that as well. That's all. Was that beeping?
That's me.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Technology over here. Speaking of robots, you get a little bit of breathing room when you're up a few 2 or 3 touchdowns, and you get to put some guys in positions they normally wouldn't play. And me personally, the reason I do it is because now I know, okay, if we're down a receiver, I know this running back has decent hands under pressure. If we're down, a lineman, this fullback can fill in, etc. Yeah, so it's not just willy-nilly you're going out there throwing guys, trial by fire, but it kind of is. You just trying to get a feel for it. They played really well from what I saw. I saw that first half. I see you have some notes there. Talk to me, woman.
No, I had just had listed on there that Keon wanted me to mention. He scored 3. Miss Gracie, don't forget to mention me.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
Right.
I think he'll be one of the first to say though that he was very thankful for his O-line. In the blocking. Yeah, there was a couple of times I think he went in untouched.
So
that's everyone else stepping up and just making
yeah.
huge holes for him to run in. Not taking anything away
right?
from
No.
No,
But
no.
I mean, you look at like who's the running back for the Cowboys? Murray, right?
Yeah, DeMarco
Right.
Murray.
I mean,
Eagles guy.
Tell me
right? Oh, that's right. You're an Eagles fan, right? I mean, he just has a
not gonna be
lights out.
around long.
Yeah, he has a lights out season, and then there was a couple games where he had like
-7 yards.
Yeah, I was like,
I was
wow.
at the game when he
Right.
I knew.
All right, so
I didn't want to sign him anyway because I knew that he was fumble prone. I've seen him fumble loads of times against the Eagles, so I was like, well, we picking him up.
Right, and it was a little bit of underestimation on the Dallas O line.
Yeah, exactly.
They really block well and open up those lanes. So good win at the JV, and then we also had Bantams going up against the Wildcats.
38-0.
38-0. Yeah, so we did really well. The Wildcats, they were down a guy, Eli
I
Grubb.
think he's out for the season. That's what I heard.
He was sick. He's been sick for like a month.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So hope I think he's been in and out of the hospital sick for a month.
Right. So we wish him well.
We wish him well. Hey, get well, buddy. He's I worked with him on the Falcons. Great kid. They have a fantastic core of just great players on that team. Again, all of them Falcons. They have a fullback in Daniel Elizondo. They have Jack Simone, their QB, who's also Falcons QB. And then they had a couple of other players. Number 24, I forget.
Crisco.
Crisco, Dwayne Crisco's kid. He was number 44. So they have, these are, there's a couple of kids that I only know by number.
Right.
You know, because I've seen film and, you know, they stick out.
Yeah.
But we went in there with a different game plan. We're, you know, I took a page out of y'all's book. You know, I was here for the chalkboard session where, you know, we're going to gamble a little bit at the varsity level on defense, you know, bring the pressure. So that's what we did. So basically we went 5-2. Well, pseudo 5-3. You know, I'd have Jason Cobb stay home at times, but normally I was just shooting him off the edge to get pressure off that weak side, you know. And, you know, it was pretty effective. And, you know, once you get our offense on there, you know, we got a couple quick scores, and then again, you know, you get that confidence, and that just how rude.
Come on, Max.
I just turned mine off a few minutes ago too, so don't worry. So you know, once you get up a few touchdowns, then you know, again, you know, it gives you that breathing room. We spread the ball around a little bit. We had one of our new guys. It was his first game, and you know, we threw a screen pass to him. He scored. You know, it was Tomas's brother. Tomas's brother. Yeah. So Hector.
Genes.
Yeah. Hector Mourinho, man, good on him. You know, Isaiah had a lot of time back there. You know, it's just you know, an great all around effort. You know, by our Bantam Kudas. And again, you know, we were up a few touchdowns that second half. We opened up. You know, we lined up our linemen at wide receivers, right? So we're tossing to our linemen, you know, throwing to our linemen, and you know, I think Akmal, big old Akmal, I think we threw to him maybe 4 or 5 times in a row. He dropped the ball. I was like, come on, man, you gotta do better than that. Bora, we threw a few times to him. So yeah, we were able to spread the ball around, and you know, so much so that Jason Cobb didn't even score. He didn't even score in that game.
I saw him after the game.
Yeah, he was a bit upset. You know, he was a bit upset. But
you'd have thought we lost the game,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Right, right. But you know, we've been fortunate that you know, at the Bantam division, we have a great group of kids that, you know, half of them stayed down, or not half, 3, I think, 2 or 3 stayed down from JV last year, and then we got all the ones that moved up from Pee Wee, and they were in the Desert Bowl last year, so they had a great team, they had a great coach. So you know, the coaching, you know, we got Xavier Cobb, who moved up from the Pee Wees, and I stayed down from the JV. So you know, we've been working well together, and we have a great group of kids. And yeah, so we went out there and you know, 38-0. You know, but not to underestimate those Wildcats. Like I said, you know, they have some fantastic players. You know, it's just a matter of just, you know, when it comes together, you know, when it comes together, you know, they're always missing one piece, right? You know, they were missing Eli. I think the last time we played them, I forget who Eli was playing, but they were missing one of their linemen, I think. So it's just always something. It's just one of those things. But they're coming along.
Good
and
win.
then, so yeah, good win for us. And then at the Pee Wee, the last game.
Pee Wees versus Scorpions, and we walked away with the win, 6-0. That was a exciting game to watch.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
exciting.
right.
Came down right
Yes.
to the end.
Right to the very end. They
Yeah.
got it was a fumble, right? Oh, no, they turnover on
Defensive
downs.
Stand, yeah, I think.
Turnover on downs.
Yeah.
Like inside the 5, I guess.
Inside the
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Coach
Inside the
Sonny
5.
was saying, I think they had the first and goal from the 7, I think, and then they had 4 stops.
Kept
And
them
they
right.
literally, they stopped, the 4th down was from a 1 or something.
Right.
and they
Wow.
just
So
stepped
it was real close.
so-
Yeah, so Coach Sonny is Max and Mason's mom. So she's coaching. She's the head coach for the Pee Wees, the Pee Wee Barracudas. She's doing a fantastic job down there. I guess Coach Scott Bickley. He's
he moved back to
Is
America.
is he?
gone
Did he move
already?
already?
I think he left.
No, he's moving next week.
He's moving soon. Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's moving soon. So they've plussed up there with Coach Kyle and
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim
Amir.
and Coach Amir, Sarabi Keons.
Coach
Yes,
Mason.
and Coach Mason. And just a couple of key changes, and you know they've been playing well. They've been playing really well. So big ups to them. Big ups to your mama.
Coach Sonny.
You know, Coach Sonny. She's doing a great job down there. And hopefully, you know, it just continues, keeps winning, and
Yeah.
you know, even though every team makes the playoffs, it's nice having that momentum,
Yeah.
right? Having
Oh,
a couple
yeah.
wins under your belt, going into the playoffs, getting
Right.
that push, you know, so you can go far into playoffs.
Yeah.
So what are the games for next week?
Next week we play in Zayat Sports City.
Abu Dizzle
And we start at 1 with Pee Wees.
against where are the Pee-wees playing?
The Foxes.
Ooh, the Foxes are tough.
They look like
That-
Bantam
hey,
kids.
that, hey, I'm
some,
telling you.
some of them could be Bantam.
You know,
Yeah.
those Foxes, a couple of those,
Yeah.
two,
You're
or,
right.
2 or 3 of them were U13s that we took to to Florida. So they're Falcons U13s. They're like
Right.
11 years old, but man, can they play?
Yeah.
Can they play? They got DJ Spikes down there. They got Caleb. They got a Zayd. They got a hell of a team.
Right.
But again, any given Sunday,
Right.
there's a reason they say any
Right.
given Sunday. They could all be tackled. They all got legs.
Yeah.
They all got legs. They all can be tripped up. So they play at 1.
Yes. And then JV versus Foxes at 2. That should be fun.
That
too.
should be a good game.
Yeah, big game.
Real good game. Yep.
And then men's versus Stallions at 4.
Are you playing?
Yeah, we're playing. Yeah.
So we'll be there.
We'll be there for sure.
And then varsity versus Team Abu
Team
Dhabi,
Abu Dhabi
at
at
6.
6.
So you guys get
So
the late
right
games.
after-
I
Yeah, I'll
love.
be
So you
running over.
you got to run over.
I
You'll
might
be-
even wear my pads. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
you could be coaching in your helmet. Just
Yes.
like, hey, just throw him in there real quick.
Really, he's on varsity.
Yeah.
I'll shave.
Yep. There you go. Nah, you don't have to. Look at
That's
look at
true.
this dude.
Yeah.
I've been trying to grow a beard for 30 years. Yeah. I got nothing. Youngsters
I
show up.
know.
Hey, they wanted to put Chris on the men, so why can't Coach come down to varsity?
Exactly.
It could work.
Exactly.
That's it. So no, those are some tough games.
Yeah.
Tough games coming up. The Foxes they have a good program down there that
They do.
they're competitive every year.
Yeah.
They had, I said it, in numerous podcasts. I'm just a support. They have all the moms
do.
show up
Yeah.
and
Huge
pom poms.
following.
Yeah.
Didn't they have drums one time?
Oh,
Weren't they
yeah.
banging
Yeah.
drums
Last
and
year, wasn't it?
drums and bongos.
The
and-
lady, she would bring a
Yeah,
drum,
I thought,
right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
she-
it was for the Desert Bowl last year that she brought her drums.
Yeah.
So I was like, really, man, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, they got a lot of support. They got great coaching, and again, it's vertical. They have their coaching staff just top to bottom.
Yeah.
So they really integrate well, and when the kids move up, it's the same program, same playbook type deal.
Yeah.
They just keep adding to it. But before we play that game, there's another big game coming up
Tonight.
Who's watching
There you
it?
go. Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Yeah,
Let's go.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. So we'll just go around the table. Last time we gave our predictions. I'm going for. I'm actually predicting a low scoring game. I'm going against all logic. I'm
Yeah.
predicting
Yeah.
a low scoring game where the Broncos win.
That's it.
Right. That's me.
Hard
I
in the
mean,
head, I think.
I'm going against all logic, but that's my prediction, Ms. Gracie.
Same. I'm basing mine on feelings and emotions.
Right, we're going for the old man.
Yeah.
Right, we're
Yeah.
going for the old man. Earlier, so I'm 39. Peyton Manning's 39.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and earlier some of these kids were out on the field, and they're like, "Oh man, Peyton Manning's so old.
Yeah.
He's like way old." I'm like, "Well, somebody's running extra laps,
This is his
And,
last game, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
officially, he hasn't announced it. But
Yeah, but
Maybe,
for all
right?
intents and
Maybe.
Drop the mic,
purposes.
yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, he's like way old. He's like 50. I was like, really, guys? Really? That's how many laps you guys are going to run? 50 laps. Everybody go. So your prediction, who do you got?
I'm going for the Broncos, but I'm saying
on.
it's a high scoring game.
It's going to be a shootout. You think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout?
I hope so.
Right on. What score?
That's a
Like how high? Are we talking like 1,000 to 1,000? 10 to 10? Come on, man. Give me some numbers.
I'm going somewhere in the 30s.
30s? Right on. How about you, Max?
I'm also going for the Broncos, but I think it's
Yes.
going to be a high-scoring game for the Broncos, low-scoring game for the Panthers.
You think that
I think-
defense is going to step up?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know, man. They got
Broncos-
that
I think
firepower.
The Broncos defense are going to get their defensive penetration on the
Yeah.
line, and it's going to get to Cam Newton's head because I've seen him freak out during that Seahawks game.
Right.
Whenever
Yeah,
they started
that's
making the
true.
comeback, and he was
Oh,
freaking
Yeah,
that's
true.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right. I didn't even
think-
thought of that.
So I think this is going to happen.
Or was like one side at the first half, then
Yeah.
flip the
Yeah.
second half. Yep.
Same
Good
with the
observation.
Giants game as well, actually. Didn't they? They were
Good
big up on the
observation.
Giants. I think
Yeah.
they were 35 to nothing up first
Jeez.
half, and then they fought back.
So who you got, Rich?
I'm going to have to go against everyone else, I think. I'm
Get
going-
out.
I'd like to see Peyton Manning win because I think
Right.
for what he's done, I think one championship's not enough for his career, to
Right.
be honest. I think he deserves more.
Right.
But I just think the way the Panthers have been coming, especially out of the gates, they've been firing out early. Like
Right.
the last two rounds, they've been up
True.
21 or 28-0 in the first quarter or something. I think if that happens tonight, I think there's no way Peyton can
Right.
bring that offense back in line. I think if the Broncos are going to have a chance, they're going to have a really strong defensive effort in the first half. If they're close at half time, then I think they got a chance.
Right.
But I think it's going to be 28-14 Panthers.
That's not too bad.
No.
That's pretty tight. Does anyone know what the odds are?
I don't.
No.
I know that Panthers are favourites.
Right. I want.
You mean the Vegas? Like the
Yeah, like the Vegas. I'm just
odds?
curious to see what the quote pros, the people that have money on it, what they think. How about you, Salazar?
I'm gonna be honest. I really hate watching sports. The only time I ever watch a Super Bowl is for the commercials.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So no prediction.
I didn't even know who was going to the Super Bowl.
You and Mason both.
Yeah, Mason. How about you, Mason?
I'm gonna go for the Cowboys.
Oh, there we go. True fan, right?
I think
He didn't say what year. He didn't say what year. We just said Super Bowl. He didn't say what year.
I think Broncos are gonna win, and I think it's gonna be a total blowout.
Yeah.
Blowout. Oof. Oof. I hope so too. I hope so. Like I said, I'm pulling for the old man. You know, they got DeMarcus Ware, right?
Yeah.
Ex-Cowboy.
Yeah.
Who's, man, I hate to see that guy leave.
I know.
He's a beast.
Now we got Greg Hardy.
But I don't know. We'll see. So you want to do a little bit of football trivia, some Super Bowl trivia?
According to the internet,
According to the internet, so it must be true.
right? Some of these trivia questions.
Ben Franklin said so.
Some of these trivia questions are among the toughest. So let's see if you guys can answer these.
Where's Keon where you need him?
Right.
He'd answer them all.
Yeah. He probably wrote the trivia list, right? Okay, number 1. How many Super Bowls have gone into overtime?
Ooh.
I would say 3.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna say 12.
Ooh.
Wow, that's a lot. Out of 50?
I think it's a really, really low number.
Yeah, I can't think of many. I'm going to go 2.
Okay, and the answer is 0.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
None.
Ever. So
Thought there would
Maybe
be a few
tonight.
in there.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Well, has overtime been around the entire time football has, or no?
yes.
Bowl,
I think
I think.
3. There's been a handful of games that have come within 3 points. So it was a almost overtime, you know. Let's see, number 2. How many quarterbacks have won 4 Super Bowls?
2.
1.
Can you name them?
Yeah. Joe Montana and Tom
Joe.
Brady.
Yeah, I was,
Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and there's one more.
Oh, Bradshaw.
Yes, good.
Look at Rich.
Yeah.
What a
Look at
nerd.
Rich.
You don't win anything.
Yep.
The
Yep,
English guy answers the
Right.
Who has
Right.
the most touchdown catches in Super Bowl history? He's one of my favorites.
Has to be Jerry Rice.
Yes.
has to be.
Yes.
Look at
yes.
him. Look at him.
8 touchdown catches in
Wow.
in his career.
Wow.
Which quarterback has started the most Super Bowls?
I'm good.
I'm out.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Did you read
gonna
my
say
list?
that.
Yeah. Is there a mirror?
Right. Who has won the most Super Bowls?
Tom Brady.
Steelers.
Which team?
Oh.
Steelers. Who has lost the most?
Ooh.
Seahawks?
No.
No.
Nope.
I'll give you a big clue. They're playing today.
Broncos.
Denver.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Ah, that's not good.
Time for a comeback.
Right.
Right.
Final question. Which 4 teams have never been to a Super Bowl?
Houston Texans.
Houston Texans.
That's one.
Jacksonville. Oh, no, they did.
Jacksonville?
They did.
No, they haven't. So that's
That's
number
2.
2.
Cincinnati
Tampa Bay.
Bengals.
No.
Tampa Bay.
No. They haven't.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, they've won one.
No, they won. Yeah.
No, Bengals have been to the Super Bowl. Guess the Niners. I don't know.
No.
Who did the
Bengals?
who did the Bengals play in the 80s?
Giants?
Who did they play?
Could have
Anyone?
been, to be fair. Phil Sims. Boomer Silence.
Boomer. I think it was
Yeah,
Boomer.
I think it was
Boomer.
Boomer.
Raiders. I don't know.
Okay, so it's the Texans, the I can't say that.
Jaguares. Say it in Spanish.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Detroit Lions and
Lions have
Cleveland
never been.
Browns.
And the Browns.
Browns.
The
Oh,
Browns. The
Raiders.
Browns have never been.
Yeah.
Home.
Yep. Yeah, y'all have a good night.
Have the Browns
See ya.
ever won a single game
Yeah.
of football?
They have.
Hey, so what's the deal with Johnny Manziel?
Oh.
Oh,
Speaking
poor
of the
soul.
Browns,
Leave him out of it.
Who does that look like?
Who do you think?
who do you think that is?
Take a guess.
There's for those listening, there's a drawing on our chuck.
No. Nope. It's Michael.
Michael.
It's Michael.
This is my.
Coach.
The one on the right, you mean?
No. No, it's the owl.
All right, so you
So, all right, man. Have a good night. See ya. So, speaking of Johnny Manziel, what's the deal with that guy?
The Cowboys don't even want him.
I know.
That's how bad.
Hey, you got to be bad.
You gotta be bad if
Three
they
on
say
our
no.
team.
You know what? Let me ask you, youngsters. Well, what do you think the cause of his troubles is?
I thought he was, like, from what I understand, I think he's a decent quarterback with a bad team.
No. No.
How about his,
beyond that?
This
Let's go
is-
beyond that.
Let's go beyond that.
Yeah.
Let's go like all his off-field issues and stuff. What?
Well, he
Where
played
did-
for A&M, and we
I
were a
think he has
good team.
daddy
So.
issues.
Oh wait, yeah, he's a bad
I think he
quarterback.
has
Then
daddy. I think he has daddy issues. Yeah, I don't know. He grew up. He grew up well off. I mean, when he was at A&M, he was when he was at A&M, he was like driving around a Mercedes with rims and sound system and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that contributed to it, but it may have. I mean, I don't know.
I think
I'm not
it's
sure.
difficult when you're in the spotlight, and
Right.
especially being a quarterback. And he was so hyper. I mean, I'm from the UK, and
Right.
we don't really get. I get NFL football and stuff. I get
Right.
a lot of that, but we don't really get a lot of college coverage. Well, I'd heard of Johnny Football.
Right,
I knew
yeah.
Johnny
Oh,
Manziel,
right.
and I didn't know a lot of other people. So I think the spotlight on him was so great.
And he had a lot of success early on.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, and it's my understanding. His parents even moved. They moved to a different city so he could play at. It was Kerrville, right? Kerrville
Right.
Tybee, Kerrville Tybee High. So so his whole world has revolved around football. Since he was a little kid, his whole family's moved.
I think-
to be around football.
I think the reason
And then he went to A&M, had success.
Yeah, I think the reason he was like so hyped going into the NFL is because he went to a school of wide receivers. A&M is like a wide receiver school. So like I think since they're playing against like college level cornerbacks with like really good wide receivers, I think that definitely made it easier for him.
Sure.
Yeah, but now that he's playing with professional level cornerbacks and
Right,
safeties,
right.
and then so
Yeah, it's interesting, but I mean, I hope he gets everything squared away off all
Right.
his off-field
Yeah.
issues, and
Right.
yeah.
we'll see. But
So who do you
aside-
think we'll get instead? The Cowboys.
who will the Cowboys get?
Didn't-
I don't know. They're looking at like
didn't they
from what I
already sign
understand.
RG3?
They did.
I don't know.
saw
Right.
something
I
on the
saw-
Maybe they'll sign
internet.
clipboard Jesus.
Yeah,
I don't think
You
the
know.
Redskins even released him yet. So
Oh.
yeah. I don't know.
they
I
are
saw
though.
something on the
They,
internet.
they're gonna release him soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much money.
Yeah, he's too
I think.
expensive.
Right.
16 mil, 18
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
for a backup.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Third
That's,
string.
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But yes, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl though, and
Stay.
a good finish to the season,
Yeah.
and hopefully the Broncos can pull it out.
This
Yeah, I
season
hope
went by
so.
so quickly.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Fortunately for us, we still have a lot more football to play. We have
Yeah.
what? Let's see.
Till
We have
March.
two.
Something.
We have two more games.
Yeah.
Until playoffs, or
We have two more games. Then we have playoffs.
okay.
So there's 3 more weeks of regular season, and then there's going to be
A break, right?
4 weeks of playoffs, right?
I think so.
I think it's 4 weeks. So yeah, because there's still a lot of
wow.
football to be played. A lot of football to be
A
played.
lot more CUDA-casts.
A lot more CUDA-casts, yeah. Then they shut down in the off season.
Right.
So we got to figure something out, for the off season. But it's kind of tough. There's no football, so what can you do? Is just
So good.
just record Gracie and I looking at each other. So good stuff. So I understand a couple of you guys have to go. Hey, I appreciate all you guys coming out. We're sitting at about 45 minutes. So
Pretty good.
Yeah, it goes by pretty quick when you're having fun. Appreciate you guys coming out. You got something to say?
Yeah. Shout out to Michael.
And
That's-
Dex.
Yeah, and Dex.
Yeah, where is Dex? Big boy.
He had to go. He
Yeah.
said that he really wanted to be here though.
Right on.
He had Canadian things to attend.
Some maple syrup to make.
Some maple syrup.
Gotta go home for some poutine.
Right on.
Ferris knows all about that.
That's right. So hey, it's always fun having you guys on here. We get more positive feedback when we have guests on and we actually record the video and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
When it's just Gracie and I, we get crickets, right? Whenever we get you guys,
Right.
we get bazillion views.
Right.
And now we got Rich on. All the
Yeah.
lovely ladies are gonna
Yeah.
be tuning in. So why don't you look at that camera and give us a big smile? There you go. That was for you, ladies. So hey, good luck in next week's game.
You too, Coach.
Appreciate it. Hopefully you guys can just keep moving forward, keep building on what you guys already have. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think
You're
you guys
moving
have
in the right direction. That's
definitely.
what matters.
The
I think.
athleticism is there. And it's starting to come together. Like I said, I've seen that improvement. So don't give up hope. Everyone makes the playoffs. You guys can be the ones to surprise somebody. And I truly believe that. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Barracudas coach, but I truly believe that you guys have the potential to actually shock the world this time around.
Us as a team think that too. Like our heart that's going into the games are just we're there,
right?
But it's just the practice and everything,
right? So now you know. Now you know. Get the word out. Everybody has to be at practice,
Right.
and that's how you get that timing down. That's how you get those plays down. So, thanks a lot for joining us, Coach. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You some amazing insight that you bring. Like I said, I miss half the game usually. So, it's always. It's just Gracie and I were like, so what happened? I don't know.
Did you go to the game?
Did you? I don't know. Somebody scored. Who scored? We'll correct it next time. And we never do. But thanks again, guys. So
Thanks for being here.
Until next time.
Go Kudas.
Go Kudas.
Yeah.
Music by Audionautics.com.